Hello lovely people, I hope you are all well. In this video I'd be sharing with you how I bought my home and the cost involved. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. I recently moved to Ghana and I'm sharing all my experiences on YouTube in the hopes to inspire you and to give you information around the basic things that you might need to get through once you're in Ghana. So go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss another upload from me. So I finally moved into my house this week. I'm finally settling in and I can have a routine. To be honest, I haven't been able to properly settle and get things done in the way that I would like, because I've been staying at my grandmom's and I've had to share my space. I've had to do quite a bit differently, so it's been a little hard to just get out of holiday mode and start putting things in place. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love being there. It's just so fun being there and having 100 people around you to chat to. But I just needed that balance. I needed a bit of my space and then I needed 100 people to chat to. So I had to get going and, get preparing to move to my house. So I finally moved to my house. I've set up my internet. I paid 540 cedis in total to set up my internet. My internet is with MTN and it's Turbo Net. So unfortunately my router is broken after 4 days or so of organizing my internet, so I'm internet-less again, but hopefully they would have it sorted before the end of the week. Also, just a quick reminder guys, I am starting to get active on my Instagram again, so do make sure you follow me at Jasmine Ama on Instagram. Okay, so down to the important part. So buying a home in Ghana or land or anything of that sort can be tricky. You need to find genuine people, genuine reputable companies to buy from. Although it may be a little pricier if you go through a company, you're probably better off going through, when I say a company, I mean like a real estate agency. Or if you want to buy off a person, you have to really do your checks and make sure that everything is legit before giving your money to anyone, okay? It's hard out here in these Ghana streets, so sometimes people can be a little fraudulent. So you have to be super careful. You really need to make sure you trust who you're buying from. And it helps if you have a second person or a third person involved, helping you out with the process, especially when you're coming from the West, because things are done very differently over there in comparison to here. For me personally, I didn't want to go through the land hassle, especially for my first home, because I wasn't living in Ghana at the time and I wasn't available to do all the back and forth and everything. So I always knew that I would buy a home that was already built. And I knew generally the homes that are already built, like the quality of the materials are different to what you would use for yourself if you were building on your own. But that was something like the risk I was willing to take, because I felt like it was too stressful trying to build whilst I wasn't in Ghana. So it was just much easier to just buy something that's already built. So, and it's my first home, so it's a good place to start. So I bought my home in 2015. So that was 2015 around December, so maybe 4.5 years ago. I was on holiday in Ghana at the time. I was in Ghana for about 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I can't really remember. And that within that time was when I found the place. But within that holiday, I didn't really do anything else besides trying to find a place. So it was like 2 months of consistent going out and searching and looking at properties in different areas. I eventually started using agents because they knew properties that were available in different areas. They can be helpful, but they come with their own challenges. Sometimes you have to deal with different personalities and stuff like that. But I was lucky. One of the agents that I got was really, really good, and she had a wide range of properties available within the areas that I was looking. So it kind of made it a tad bit easier trying to find what's available. Something to be aware of is, so the agent is basically someone who knows of various properties. Sometimes they might have a deal with the seller or the agency that's selling the house. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just seen it and they're just telling you, hey, I've seen a property here. You can purchase it through here, and this will be my percentage out of it. So just to be on the safe side, it's a lot better to sort of come up with a contract or a plan, a written signed thing with the agent to say this is how much you're going to give them once you decide to buy the house, blah, 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 just so there's no dramas, once you've finally bought the house and, they're demanding more than they should, or, to avoid all that, you're better off just coming up with a contract before buying. And as I said, sometimes they're not affiliated with the owner at all, so they're just someone who just showed you that this property is available. So sometimes you may have to pay them separate to what you pay the owner of the house. In my case, the agent found my home, but the agent that I had found my home through another agent that she knew of. So in the end, I ended up giving both of them a percentage of the money as payment, if that makes sense. And then I paid the person that I bought it from as well. So the person that I bought it from sold through a real estate agency called PS Global. So PS Global is located in Sakumono, but they have properties all over. They have properties in different sites around, like Pram Pram, Tema. I don't know if they have any properties in Accra, but yeah, that's where their properties are spread out. So I bought my house around those places. Yeah, so once I found the place, basically the agent had a look at it from the outside, and I was like, oh, this looks nice. Like, I don't mind it. I hated the roads, which I still hate, but what do you do? It is what it is. So yeah, when I found this place, I came, had a look on the outside, and I was like, yep, I like it. And then we called the owner. The owner came, opened it. We went inside, had a look. We realized it was really spacious, really lovely. We really liked the look of it. So yeah, decided to go ahead and purchase. So in order to purchase, I discussed the price with the owner, discussed that they reduced it, did all that, and then we set a date, went to PS Global, which is the agency they were selling through, and then we signed all the paperwork, the indenture. I needed a witness to be available, so that was one of my family friends who was available. So he signed some documents as well. I got the site plan, I got the indenture, and then what else did I get? Oh my god, I bought this so long ago, I can't even remember all the documents that I was given. I think that was it, like the indenture and the site plan, and then evidence that we've exchanged money, and the guy signed to say that the house has been sold to me and I'm now the owner of it. That was that, I think. And then I deposited the money into the guy's account before he gave me the original documents of everything to confirm that the house has now been sold to me and now it belongs to me. So guys, the cost of my home was $65,000 US. It's a 3-bedroom house with very decent sized rooms. You could fit at least 2 queen beds in every room. Toilet, kitchen, bathroom. The lounge area is very big. There's a large front yard. There's not much of a backyard, but it's a good size. So yeah, it was a pretty smooth process, but that's because my goal for that trip was to buy a house. So that's all I did. in that trip. Like I was just going back and forth, trying to find a place. And you know, being in Ghana, I had support from a family friend who was willing to drive me to everywhere that I was going to view. So that made my life so much easier. If you're doing this without a car, I have no idea how you're going to do it. You know, it's going to be really, really tough. So that made it a lot easier, and it was a pretty smooth process in the end. Once I bought the house, of course, I had a lot of people tell me, oh, you should have told me. I could have found you something cheaper and in town as well. I could have found you something that's a little more central, blah, blah, blah. Can I tell you, they would wait till you've gone through the hassle, done everything you need to do, found what you need. Then they want to tell you, oh, you should have told me, I would have done A, B, and C. And that's so annoying. So ignore them when that happens. Like, when I needed you, you weren't here. So what's your point? You guys let me know if you guys have had an experience where you've been, you know, researching to try and get something done, didn't get too much help with it, and then finally when you have it, people are like, oh, you should have told me, I would have found you A, B, and C. You should have told me, I would have helped you. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's experienced that. That is pretty much it. I hope this gives you a little bit of an insight as to how I bought my home. Everything is going well so far. I'm taking it a day at a time. There's a lot of adjusting that I need to do, but my promise to myself is not to complain about anything, but to enjoy the whole process. So guys, follow your bliss. Now life is short. Follow your bliss. Na nipa yedeng. Follow your bliss. Na diebesi biaye. And follow your bliss. Na dene mada. Take care, guys. In my next video, I'm going to be talking about budgeting for Ghana. I hope you stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in my next one. Take care, guys. Bye.